Hi guys, and welcome to the corrections for week 3 of your spiral worksheet and your Friday homework. Make sure you are ready with a pen to make corrections for the ones that you missed. Remember, a correction is not just writing the correct answer, it's also putting the work that goes along with it. Number 1, write an integer for each situation. Go ahead and write an integer for A. A says a profit of $12. So the key word there is profit. Profit means positive, so you would be writing positive 12. B, write an integer for 1,440 feet below sea level. The keywords that tell you positive or negative is below sea level. Below sea level is negative, so you would write negative 1,440 for your integer. Number 2, subtract. Negative 28 minus negative 13. This is a subtraction problem, so we first need to keep flip change to write it as a sum so that we could use our rules. So my new problem is going to be negative 28, minus goes to plus, negative 13 goes to positive 13. So now it's a different sign difference problem. You want to keep the sign of the larger absolute value, which is negative 28, and we subtract. And 28 minus 13 is 15. So your answer is negative 15. Number 3, write an addition expression to represent the situation, then find the sum. So what you're going to do is you are just going to enter your answer for the sum. So a plane descends 1,200 feet, then it descends another 500 feet. Okay, so a plane descending 1,200 feet would be represented by negative 1,200 because descending is negative. And when it says then it descends another 500 feet, we are going to add a negative 500 because it wanted us to write as an addition expression. So now looking at my signs are the same, so I'm going to keep my sign and add. And so the answer is negative 1,700 feet. Number 4, the highest and lowest recorded temperatures for the state of Texas are 120 degrees Fahrenheit and negative 23 degrees Fahrenheit. Find the difference in these extreme temperatures. So when we set up this problem, we're asked to find the difference. So that's a keyword that tells us that we're going to subtract. And we want the difference between the highest and lowest. So I'm going to take 120, and then the lowest is negative 23. And since we're trying to find the difference, we want to subtract these. So now this is a keep flip change situation where I'm going to want to keep the 120. Subtraction flips to addition, and negative 23 becomes its opposite, which is positive 23. And now it's same sign sum. So your answer is 143 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 5, evaluate the expression. First thing we need to do is get rid of the absolute value signs. Remember, absolute value is always positive. So the absolute value of negative 4 is positive 4. And then bring down the plus sign and the 7. And then the absolute value of positive 3 is positive 3. So 4 plus 7 is 11, and 11 minus 3 is 8. Number 6, your checking account is overdrawn by $50. You write a check for $20. What is the balance in your account? Okay, so some keywords that tell us what integers to use is where it says that you're overdrawn by 50. When you're overdrawn on your account, that means you're in the negative. So we're overdrawn 50. And then we are writing a check for $20. So I can either write that as minus 20, or writing a check would be a negative, so I can add a negative 20. Either way, if you write it as negative 50 plus negative 20 or negative 50 minus 20, you'll get the same answer. So here's same sign sum. And so I'm going to keep the sign and add, and that means that your balance is negative $70. So overdrawn by $70. Number 7, evaluate the expression if x equals negative 8, y equals 7, and z equals negative 11. So first thing I'm going to do is rewrite with substituting my values. So x is negative 8, and then I'm going to subtract z, and z's value is negative 11. And then I'm going to subtract y, and y's value is just positive 7. So let's go ahead and clean up our signs here. So I'm going to keep flip change, keep the negative 8, minus goes to plus, and negative 11 goes to its opposite. And then we have minus 7. We'll just do that. So a negative 8 and a positive 11, signs are different, so you want to subtract and keep the sign of the larger absolute value. So I'll get a positive 3 minus 7. And so for this one, we're going to want to keep flip change to the opposite. And now it's different sign difference. And higher absolute value is the negative 7, so it's negative, and 7 minus 3 is 4. Number 8, solve. So we have negative 22 plus negative 10 plus 15. So what I would do first is, I see right here we have same sign sum. So I'm going to keep the sign and add and get negative 32. And now we have negative 32 plus 15. So now it's different sign difference. Keep the sign of the larger absolute value and subtract. And you will get negative 17 for your answer. Last problem on the front side, order the integers from least to greatest. So the smallest would be the most negative, and then going up to the most positive. So the least in this group is negative 8, then negative 3, then negative 2, then 0, and then 1. Flip the page to make sure you have the following paper in front of you. And now we will be entering answers and correcting for your perimeter worksheet, which is number 10. Please make sure when you are making corrections, again, you're not just writing the right answer. You have to put the work that goes with it. So what numbers you're adding, redo the problem based on the correction that I give you. Number 1, find the perimeter and enter your answer. The correct answer is 52 yards. I got that by using the formula side plus side plus side plus side, and I added all of the sides together and got 52 yards. Number 2, one side of a square measures 15 centimeters. What is the perimeter of the square? The answer is 60 centimeters. I started with the formula for perimeter of a square, which is side times 4. Then I substituted my value, 15 is the side, and 15 times 4 is 60. Number 3, find the perimeter. Okay, so for this, we have some sides that are missing. We don't know this side, and we don't know this side. So we're going to have to fill those in first. So for down here, this little one, I know from top to bottom it's 12. And then from here to here, it's 7. Sorry. And so to get this part right here, if I do 12 minus 7, that's going to give me 5. For this bottom part right here, if I take the 15, and I add it to 8, that will give me the distance all the way across, and 15 plus 8 is 23. So we could just go straight to substituting, adding all the sides. 12 plus 15 plus 7 plus 8 plus 5 plus 23. And then I'm going to go ahead and start simplifying. 12 plus 15 is 27, and 7 plus 8 is 15, and 23 plus 5 is 28. And then the sum of all of those gives you a final answer of 70 millimeters. Number 4, find the perimeter. The answer is 48 units. I got that by using the formula 2 times the base, 14 is the base, plus 2 times the side, 10 is the side. I substituted the values and then simplified and got 48 units. Number 5, find the perimeter. This is a triangle, all the sides are different, so the formula I would use is perimeter is side plus side plus side. And then when I substitute my values, doesn't matter what order you're adding, I'm going to do 11 plus 13 plus 8. And then I'm going to simplify 11 and 13 is going to give me 24. And then 24 plus 8 gives me 32. Don't forget your units, 32 centimeters. Number 6, the perimeter of a square is 100 inches. What is the length of one side? So this one is, we're already told the perimeter and we want to know the length of one side. So again, sometimes it helps to draw a picture, and the distance around the outside is 100, and we want to know the side. So we'll go ahead and start with the formula. Perimeter equals 4 times the side, and then I'm going to substitute my values. So I know what the perimeter is. It's 100 is equal to 4 times the side. So basically I need to multiply or figure out what I multiply 4 by to get 100. So I can go ahead and divide 100 by 4, and that will tell me that the side is 25 inches. Number 7, the perimeter of a rectangle is 50 feet. If the length is 10 feet, what is the width of the rectangle? Okay, so this one I know what the perimeter is and I know what the length is, but I'm trying to figure out the width of the rectangle. So here x is for the width. So I'm still going to start with my formula. Perimeter is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. And when I substitute my values, I know the perimeter is 50, so I'll substitute that for p. And 2 times the length would be 2 times 10 plus 2 times the width. So simplifying this, 2 times 10 is 20. And so the perimeter is equal to 20, which is the sum of the lengths plus 2 widths. So next thing I'll do is I will subtract 20 from 50, and I'll have that 30 is equal to 2 widths. So this 30 is what both widths are together, so both sides. So to figure out just one of them, I'm going to divide by 2. And so the width is equal to 15 feet. Number 9, the perimeter of a polygon is the blank of the lengths of the segments which form the sides of the polygon. The answer to number 9 is sum. All right, make sure you watch to the end of the video and have all of your corrections done, and your teachers will be collecting this on Monday. Thank you.